taking it out on the locals to find us.
Why didn't you step in? You could have saved them.
Calculated risks. We needed to stay quiet.
But there's always a chance, isn't there?
Chance is a billion-sided die. You like the odds of that? If they didn't die today, they'd die tomorrow. If not tomorrow, the day after. One way or another, death was coming for all of us.
More vultures.
Preying on the weak.
graveyard, but then also you lose the spawn to rotate here. So that was almost a full 60 seconds that resulted from that big hold out of those two players. Yes, Splice finally able to crack through, but only with 15 or so seconds on the clock.
And you got to think if Splice didn't have that big no lead, well, actually, no, sorry, they were in a big deficit at the beginning of the game. So I know if TK rotates early and they get control of cell block, I mean, who knows what happens there, right? I mean, this game is even more of a blowout. I believe Splice had like 39 points on this first center hard point. It's like 39-1. So I mean, you know, 45 game right now, 50 game. The Splice able to hold on in this game, though, to keep it close just by that first center hard point.
And this is their weakest hard point, too, Splice. I mean, we've talked about it on and off throughout the year. Yes, they improved at times in Zero, joined the squad, but this has not been a strong hard point for them ever, at least against good teams. Sure, they've beaten some other European teams at European-only events, but they've not been great on this map. So would I be shocked to see TK take this? No, especially after seeing how map 1 went. But this may have the makings of a Game 5. But if we learn anything about Breakout, it is never over, and it's still a very narrow lead for TK.
Isn't it funny, though, champs, every year is their teams, we know their weaknesses, we know their faults coming in, and then they end up like fixing it and going on and having a great run at champs, or it ends up just kind of being the ultimate fall of teams.
Yep.
I mean, think about Optic Gaming last year with their Search and Destroy, right? I mean, everybody knew it was a problem all year. And then you saw them, I know, on the biggest stage fall there at the end.
We all know it's the hard point this year. So we'll see. To your point, we'll see if they fix it. But it's going to be cell block hold from Zero and Mad Cat. Some nice shots from Zero there to pick up a couple of kills as they're looking to climb back in. This a hold here puts them right back in the lead. But remember, this is where Splice got a good chunk of time. The first time through, TK, really where they took over was that rotation to Grave, and then the transition right over into Commissary, but holding those back that spawns. Can they do it again is going to be the question, because they break through this one late with 20 seconds. So who's that number 2 at the top? That's going to be Happy. And Happy's going to have 2 players to deal with that are going to be flying in from Cave. Can he shut down the numbers of Splice? The answer is no. Mad Cat peels him off a cover.
I was going to say he just needed one when this hill popped up, but it's going to be a big 2-piece there from Goonjar. So,
all right.
I mean, Happy doesn't pick up that first kill, would have made the trades easy for his team to win. Does not matter. Goonjar picks up a huge 2-piece. And look at where Splice is spawning. Now it's going to be a very long way back towards this graveyard hardpoint. You can build up a lot of streaks here if you're TK. Goonjar making the plays.
Well, the big thing is you can't get wiped and flipped here either if you're Splice. Yes, you can take a couple more cracks at this, but you can't get cleared and allow someone to flank through and give the helipad spawns to TK as well, going into Commissary. That's where you could really get wrecked. So let's see how this break works for Splice. You've still got 30 seconds here, but now look, that number 3 in the minimap is Theory. He pushed all the way down through mid-map and towards Commissary, gives them those bottom spawns. You got a bit of a split, though, right now for Team Caliber. Let's see how they play this.
Mad Cat with 1. Theory still lurking on this side of the map, though, for TK. Looks like he's going to go back towards the Commissary Hill. And you play out of the objective here. And you do have streaks for Goonjar, so we'll see. I believe it's just a Trinity Rocket. See when he decides to use it. Maybe he holds on to it. And actually, Mad Cat's going to fall off the map there, so Theory going to get 2 with the Scarab. Believe the Trinity comes in as well for Goon. Doesn't get anything, but it's going to allow TK to get control of the hill here. So be a massive collapse if Splice can't get back in.
They're trying to soar in. Tagged up. Happy gets a couple. One shot. Can Goonjar finish them all? Goonjar can't finish them all. A 3-piece there. The early dirty work done by Happy, but Goon goes big.
That is a sick play from Goonjar there. Theory is going to get in, pick up 1. And when it just looked like Splice was going to be able to get control of the hill for an extended period of time, Goonjar comes in, picks up some kills for TK. Mad Cat there with a nice use of camo is able to pick up some kills. Should give Splice the last 15 or so seconds there. But now you don't have camo later in the game.
Yeah, but that still, I mean, the play with Happy and Goon combining to take out, what, 3 there? That still is, what, 15 or so contested points that should have gone actually to Splice. So they'd be a lot more, I guess, a lot closer in this game and the ability to fight back into it. Big plays really coming from either side. Let's see what accuracy can do with the NV4, which we'll swap over to Mad Cat now. He is on a 3 streak. You see 225 off the streaks. That's not going to matter as now he drops, and it's 3 down for Splice. Team Caliber in the hard point. Team Caliber needing 25 points to push this to a Game 5.
And Happy playing this smart. Knows there's players going to be coming through Grave. He's able to get 1.
Oh, that slide is so
nice
sick.
Slide around the corner, able to pick up a second. No, not exactly lighting the scoreboard up, but just those smart plays, man. When you're able to hide in those corners, get those easy 2 pieces, it's going to prevent the other team from getting back towards the hill quick. And that is why you see TK blowing Splice out in these hardpoint games, man.
And this game's over, even if, like, I was actually at that number 7 spawn. Maybe it could have gone further, but TK pushes it to a game 5. They had no choice but the flood there. They flood and flood and flood. Not enough. TK holds it in mid-map.
Pretty crazy stuff here from TK today, boys. Splice, this is a squad I would think, Hardpoint, they're going to outslay TK. They're going to win all of the respawns, but we're going to a game 5. How surprised are you so far, Joe?
I'm honestly pretty surprised. I mean, Splice has just been a different caliber of team. Well, speaking of team caliber, but I mean, TK, we just haven't seen much from them this year. I mean, at the LCQ, again, they really did struggle. Like, if you go back and watch those matches, it was not, they were close. They were tight matches. You definitely thought for sure TK was like, to go in, you know, they were going to get to champs, but it took a lot from those guys. So I'm pretty surprised by this. But Splice, on the other hand, they have struggled. The past month, 6 weeks have been very tough for these guys. We have not seen the best Splice.
Huge game out of Theory. Going back to Black Ops 2 VVV Theory. Way back in the day when he broke out as a star. Let's keep your games coming at you, though. We have to take a look back at the conclusion of Cloud9 versus Rogue. Of course, this one went to a game number 4. The LCQ team stole the search and destroy, but it was all Cloud9 when it came to respawns. You look at the numbers here. Assault back to the old Assault we knew and loved. 29 and 20 in this one.
Yeah, and right before this, I mean, Cloud9 was up about 80 points. They were closing out that Broken Hill, and then Hallway Rose started to make a very good comeback. You could see they had some streaks, and this was getting a little scary from Cloud9, but I believe they did have a bombardment left, and that was really the difference maker that allowed Cloud9 to close this game out.
There you see it at the end. Exotic Assault in the feed. 250. Cloud9 is the first one to reach it. They are going to take their first series. Keep your eyes on Aches throughout this weekend. Let's bring you back to Group G, and this is going to be a live look at match number 3, of course. Ghost Gaming, Millennium. It was Millennium who took the hard point. Then we saw Ghost take the search and destroy. Now we're jumping into a live look at the uplink. Maven, Mr. X, what are you expecting to see in another respawn here from Ghost Gaming?
Look, I think you need Mox to play well for Ghost Gaming. I think if he does not play well in the respawns, I think they're going to struggle throughout the weekend. He's playing quite well now, 19 and 15, but still you're tied at 3 apiece. And Joe, at least for me, this tells me more about Ghost Gaming than Millennium. Like, I think Millennium comes in, obviously, you know, they grit quicker than you. They bring him into the roster. They look a little bit better, but this is a team who has not been good as of late. It's not a good sign for Ghost Gaming.
No, not at all. But I don't know what that strat was from Lacefield, but I believe he's rocking smoke. So maybe that's something they're trying to switch it up a little bit. And Marky B right there, I'm not sure why he doesn't throw the one, but PD's there, trades that kill, gets a dunk. A 2-point lead now at 3.5 minutes left for Millennium.
Millennium, I mean, I know we talked about how they've had some strong finishes throughout the year, but even back to Stage 1, before the team seemed to really fall apart, they were finding ways to lose in respawns, right? Remember, how many 250 to 240-ish games did they have? Like,
a lot.
It was the point where they could have written a novel about how to lose close hard points. But when you're losing games that close, like, usually it's something small, like a small change that can fix that. Maybe, you know, the inclusion of Quicker for Nolson, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just something that kind of fixes things.
And you have to think Quicker may have better communication than Nolson. Not to knock on the guy, but he's not known for being the most outspoken player out there. Quicker, he's had kind of that captain role on his previous teams. Yeah. He's kind of been the leader of his squad. So you line that alongside guys like Moose and Marky B, you're going to have much better comms. And Moose, I remember back at Stage 1, I felt so bad for the kid. He would drop like 45 kills. The next highest on his team would be 22. It's like, where is the rest of the squad? Quicker's coming in. He's putting up more kills. He's freeing up Marky B to put up more numbers. Yeah. I think this is a reborn Millennium now.
Oh, absolutely. And again, they were just, I don't know what it was with Nolson, but they did not complete games, and maybe Marky B feels a lot more confident in that NV4 role. He obviously seems it, but, you know, getting towards these 2 minutes, these payloads are going to start getting into use. You saw camo, probably on both sides. Usually PD either runs reactive. Well, Moose, yeah, he does have camo, so you'll have camo from both Ghost and Millennium.
Well, let's see if Moose can make a play as he's flanking on through. Several in front, 2 down for Millennium. Man, I feel like we've talked about Moose so much less, but really it's just due to the finishes. But he has been spectacular all year. But as we mentioned, Moose, it's Mox through with the dunk, 7-5 advantage for Ghost. Minute 45 on the clock, and Spacely getting awfully close to streaks.
With an overdrive as well, so keep your eyes on that if this game comes down to the final minute.
19 bullets in the clip. Can he get the Trinity rocket is the question. That could be crucial. There it is, 75 now off the bombardment. Now he can use these to put points on the board, use them defensively to make sure you can't get any pushes out of Millennium. Maybe they take the camo player. Imagine one of those streaks kills Moose. They could be crucial.
Well, that's a huge play,
Yes.
right? Because obviously Millennium still has camo. If it turns into a two-possession game, they can't tie the game up. So that was a huge defensive play. I'm not sure exactly who that was, but they had to keep doing it. Looks like they did it with the streak. Great job by Yosuke. To combine the streak with that push, they now have a 3-point lead. It's looking like they're going to close out this game 3.
I mean, good job by Spacely to get the streaks, right? You know,
Yeah.
A couple kills off, he clutches up. You got to think that's going to be able to ice the game when it's under 2 minutes to play and you have a lead.
But you still have PD. I mean, we talked about, adding quicker. Moose obviously has been so strong. Maybe Marky B plays well. But in this game, more than any, you cannot afford one player to kind of just drop a dud. And PD at 19 and 29 right now.
He's been very inconsistent this entire year.
It just has been so up and down. Sometimes he looks like a fantastic player. Sometimes really hurts you. And this is one of the ones where, especially on Frost Uplink, like when you die a ton, like that usually means like you're either losing trades for your team, which obviously throws in the other team's favor, gives them a huge advantage, and then it just makes it a lot harder than everybody else. Right there, you saw them use the camo, not able to put points on the board. That should be game.
And there you saw, no camo anymore. Moose doesn't get through. That's going to be it. Ghost is going to go up 2-1 here against Millennium as their best of 5 continues. And speaking of best of 5s, we have a game 5. It's loading up. It's ready. It's right now. Let's cut over. We got Splice going up against TK in the tiebreaker.
Here we go. Game 5. Splice. TK up around as we hop into the action. We'll see if Splice can answer back, but TK got here on the back of 2 hard-point victories. First S&D, then obviously to Splice. Can they seal the second?
They get good map control there, does TK, but Theory gets picked before they can get bombed down. Bance with a second kill of the round. So we'll see. Splice can get back on bomb. You got to get accuracy out of this position. They do. Gunjar with 1. He was so big in that last hard point. He gets away. And of course, Bance to challenge him here. Bance gets him weak. Gunjar peeks to the side, picks up the kill. A huge play there from Goon.
Oh, is that like crouching shoulder peeking he was doing on either side of the pillar? That was dirty. I kept thinking he was going to back down, play the clock, but he is peeked right, peeks left, wins the gunfight. Great stuff from Goon as he clutches up and gives TK a 2-0 edge here.
This is such an important map for Splice. You got to believe here. I mean, Clint, this may be like their group on the line here. Like not in terms of like first or second, like them playing in the arena.
That's how I felt about Tainted Minds versus Fnatic earlier. It's how I feel. Well, you feel here. This is the one you need to win, right? That's the same story for Fnatic. This is the match you have to win. Bance got 2 kills in the last round they dropped. This time he gets 2, and they look to be in firm control. Accuracy now, 1 versus 3, and everybody's coming soaring.
Yep, that'll be easy kills there for Splice to clean up. They get around on the board. We'll see if they can come back here in Game 5. Where in this series so far we have seen Splice win the game number 2. They dominated the uplink. It is both hard points that they end up dropping to Team Caliber that puts them in this position of going to a Game 5.
Well, heck, a Game 5 might have helped our Delta and Charlie matches catch up a little bit. Right? We've been so far ahead. With all the 3-0s we've had.
With the way those teams are getting blown out, I don't know.
All right, 1 round for Splice, 2 for TK. First blood. 2 TK here in round 4. Over to Happy, your FTL player, yet to find a kill, and Mad Cat over the top takes advantage. 3v3 quickly into a 2 versus 2. Theory spots 1 in U. Tries to wrap back. E-Rat up close. Not going to win that gunfight. Accuracy now left alone with Bomb and an NV4. Accuracy has to clutch.
In Theory there, it was smart not to challenge that first player. Knew he was going to have another player going in trying to trade. And we'll see. Accuracy, if he can get the bomb down and get out with his life. And you see both those arrows from Splice on the minimap. They're going to hunt him down. So it'll be all tied. 2 rounds apiece here. And there's something of note, Maeve. We talked about how Zero has to bounce back. I believe he does not have a kill at this moment in time. So
sorry, Bance is shredding.
Well, Bance always shreds in the search and destroy. I feel like that is the game mode that he's really improved on from last year to this year.
They usually, I mean, for a lot of the year, they were all really good in search.
Yeah.
That's been one of the biggest things that's kind of confounded me as the past month has gone on.
I would say Mad Cat and Bance have been their two superstars in S&D, and I think Zero has been their guy in the respawns.
Bance, I mean, he had the highest overall S&D from Stage 1 playoffs. Granted, they were all in the top 10, but they can all get it done. 150 off of Trinity, and I believe just a kill off the camo was Bance. He's opened up a couple of rounds with 2 kills. Can he make a play here? Goonjar going to be coming in on the flank. Zero opens it up, and Zero gets his first kill on the board.
And that's just a position you can't try and take if you're Goon. Like every time the team is going to plant here, there is a guy sitting behind that box. You cannot blindly run around the corner with an ERAD and expect to close the gap there. So, not a great play by Goon. This should be another round where Splice takes it.
Just don't let Bance get the kill.
Okay. Just going to fall to that.
Off he goes. Bance, I believe, was the player back rock. 1 kill got him very close to streaks. 1 kill got him his camo. He doesn't get either, so that's at least 1 semi-positive for TK in that round. All right, 3-2 edge now for Splice. On board with Mad Cat.
So Happy not playing quite well either here in Game 5. 0-5. So TK was able to take the first 2 rounds, and Splice has answered with 3 straight, and they may get a fantastic